How you press a 4-location polo shirt with the Supacolor transfers: right chest, left sleeve, and the back. Hey everybody, it's Andres at the Graphic Shack in beautiful Ramona, California. And in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys a step-by-step process on how to heat press Supacolor's heat transfers. So this right here, we're gonna use some scissors, good old-fashioned scissors, cut it up, go around, make sure that we don't cut anything off. For example, we're gonna put all the Born to Win on one stack, all the Storm in one stack, and we'll stack everything up just to make everything easier. And once we're ready to press, we'll get going. This is a regular heat press vinyl, and as you can see, these have a sticky back. So when you go and you put it on a shirt, you find the location you want and it's gonna stick there. It's not gonna move because it has the sticky back, right? But these don't have the sticky back. These will fall. So if you move the shirt, or if you move this, you can move out of alignment. So the best way to do it is if you have some heat tape, you can use heat tape. For me personally, I don't use the heat tape. I just put it where I need to go, put the cover sheet on top, and I press it. You can use heat tape. I've been doing it for a long time and I trust myself already, so. And plus I have a lot of shirts. If I mess up a shirt, it's not a big deal.
So one thing you told me, you bought extra shirts. Is it for that reason, for mess ups, or are they gifts, or just to have extra shirts?
No, I bought them for two reasons. Number one, because I bought extra transfers. I don't want to just throw those transfers away. So what I end up doing is buying extra shirts, and I just throw those in for the customer, just a little something extra for the customer.
All right, but no mess ups today, Andres.
No mess ups, hopefully. First step is turn your heat press on, and for these particular transfers, each transfer that you get, it depends which company you go with. So Supacolor, you go to the website, you look at the transfer that you got, and it'll tell you specifically what temperature you need. For these, the blockers, we need to be at 290 degrees. Of course, with anything with equipment, different brands are gonna be at different temperatures. So what's 290 on mine may not be 290 on yours. It may not be 290 on theirs. So I like to be safe, and I like to put mine at 300.
All right, Andres, so you're done cutting your heat transfers. What's next?
All right, so we got all of our transfers cut into individual little pieces. And now, so the next thing is we gotta sort out our t-shirts. So we know which shirts are gonna get which print, and that way we avoid making any mistakes, like for example, printing the wrong print on the wrong size shirt or the wrong location, like a sleeve instead of a left chest.
So how do you stay organized? How do you know this?
So the customer sent me a text with the sizes for each specific shirt. We have two shirt types. We have polos and we have t-shirts. So I got the sizes for each polo and the sizes for all the t-shirts. Also sent me a screenshot of which designs go with which, either the polo or the t-shirt.
So it makes it kind of easy, polo and shirt.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a customer tell you, hey, here, 3 different black shirts, we need 3 different designs, good luck?
Yeah, it's happened before. Unfortunately, I mean, it's part of the business. Sometimes you'll get something like that, and when the customer's here, you think everything is clear. Once the customer leaves and you're about to print, you forget exactly what you were talking about, and then it's late at night, you end up just rolling the dice. You print, and then the customer shows up to pick up and it's the wrong stuff on the wrong shirt. So that's happened to me before. I've had to reimburse people. I've had to give shirts away. It happens. So in order to avoid that, the best thing to do is to make sure everything is clear, everything is no question about it, because, and especially like an order like this where it's pretty sizable, you don't want to end up paying extra for something that you could have avoided.
So you write everything down, or do you keep it in a text message, or do you just try to remember it the best you can? I
try to keep everything in some sort of written form, whether it be on a piece of paper, old school, or an email. In this case, the customer sent me a screenshot and a text, so that'll be sufficient. So before we start, we want to make sure that our area, you may or may not have this issue, because you may or may not do screen printing, but since I do screen printing, and as you can see, we have inks all over the place here, I do a pretty good job about keeping the shop and the inks clean, but you want to double check, make sure there's no ink on the table here, just in case, because your shirt is going to drag on here and you don't want to get ink on the shirt. All right, let's get this pulled
Now,
out.
for this specific shirt, I see a tag down there. Do you leave those or remove them?
So I try my best to leave it on here because when the customer gets them, it'll look super nice if the tag is on there. But if it's in the way, it's in the way, you gotta get it out.
Also, for this one, you don't lay the shirt on it, you open it.
Right, so on this one, because I have a heat press that the platen pulls out, it does two things. Number one, it allows me to work outside of the heat. Normally you're working underneath the heat. I had one of those before that didn't pull out. My knuckles be all burned up. So this is super nice. That's one. And number two, it allows me to feed the shirt through. So I don't have to, for example, if you can't feed it through, you're forced to lay it right on top. And if you're forced to lay it right on top, it's gonna be tough because you have buttons right here. And these buttons they're gonna melt. You're gonna have an issue. If they don't melt, the pressure from the press is, you'll have a mark. You'll see where the buttons are in the back. So that doesn't give you a clean press. So if it's in your budget, get yourself a press where this thing pulls out. If it's not in the budget, I would say work with what you got and save your money. They're not that expensive. I think this one, I wanna say $600, which is not, it won't break the bank. A few orders, save, maybe 20% from every order, and you'll be able to get it within the year.
But definitely a game changer. Way more convenient.
Way more convenient, definitely a game changer. It's night and day. When you get it, you'll see what I'm saying. If you're used to working under the heat, this is super nice. So once we have our shirt here laid out nice and neat, ideally we want to go approximately 4 fingers from the bottom of the collar. These shirts, these polos are nice because they have this, I don't know what this is called, but it's exactly 4 fingers. So all we gotta do is just let that hang, and then we are perfectly set right there. Make sure you are centered nice. Before you press the actual shirt with the design, you want to give it a quick pre-press. What I like to do is I don't push it all the way down. I push it just so it's barely touching. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. 1, and if you have a little timer, you can see right there's 3 seconds. We're good, and that's enough to get the moisture out of there. Now the next thing is grab your transfer, and what I like to do is fold it in half. That way we know the center of the design. Okay, so once we have a little crease right here, it'll make it easy for us to put it on here, just like that. That looks good to me. Now, if you had some heat tape, and we'll use heat tape just because it's to show you guys the proper way. We're gonna use 2 pieces, and make sure that it's actually heat tape. Don't use Scotch tape or any tape that you get from the store, because it's going to ruin your press, it's going to ruin your shirt. This is special heat tape, and it's supposed to be specifically made to handle the heat, so it won't melt. So once you have it in the space that you like it, where everything looks good to you, you put 1 piece of tape on the top, and then another one probably over here at the top, just so it doesn't move. Next thing, grab yourself a non-stick sheet. I got this one on Amazon. I think it was $10 for 3 of them. Cover your shirt, push this forward, have it push it down, and I have mine, it's supposed to be temperature 290, and it's supposed to be 10 seconds. I have it for 12 seconds just because the equipment could be different. Pull this up. And this is a hot peel, so we're gonna peel it hot. After you're done, you peel this off. It's good to go, but Supacolor recommends pressing it for another maybe 1 or 2 seconds, because when you peel that off, some of the edges might lift up a little bit. You wanna push those back down, so we're gonna give it 1 or 2 seconds more. Just like this, 1, 2, you look at your timer and you're good to go. That's it. Simple as that. And this shirt is ready to go. This is the back. So for me, workflow wise, you don't want to be doing one back and then grab another transfer, do the front and the sleeve. This case, this shirt has a back, it has both sleeves and both chests. So for me, it would be more efficient if we do all the backs and then do all the sleeves, and that way we're more efficient, I think. All right, guys. So right here, I'm gonna give you guys the inside scoop. All right, this is the way that you're supposed to peel these specific transfers. Okay, don't be scared. I know normally when you peel a transfer, you want to pull it slowly because you're scared it'll rip the transfer or the shirt might get damaged or something. No. These transfers, you gotta go hard. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you guys. As soon as you lift this up, remove the cover sheet and peel quick. Peel with authority, don't be scared. Just grab a corner and peel it. Check this out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Like that. And do your last press for another 2 seconds just to make sure that those edges get pressed back down, and then you're good to go. So if you take your time peeling it, it might crack, it might not give you the best results. So peel it with authority. All right, so for the front, it's a little tricky because the polos have these buttons right here. And as I mentioned before, if we just press it like that, we're gonna get a mark on the back. So there's 2 steps to avoid the marks. Number 1 is feeding the shirt through. Okay, so that avoids any marks on the back. On anything that we've already done on the back, it's already nice. We don't wanna ruin it by putting a mark on there. All right, so feed it through. And then number 2, we need to raise our area where we're gonna print the left. This is a right chest. So where we're gonna print the right chest, it has to be raised higher than these buttons to avoid the buttons making contact with the heat press. So when we press it, it'll press on the area we need it, but it'll leave the buttons free and clear. It won't melt, and we'll have a clean press. So how did we accomplish that? Well, there's a lot of things you can buy on Amazon, all the screen printing supplies, suppliers online. They all have different cushions that you can buy. What I did was I had a, whatever you call these,
mouse pad?
A mouse pad, and I just cut it in a couple pieces. I have a bunch of different pieces for different size prints. So this was 1 mouse pad. Okay, and I just cut it in half, put them together. So this thickness, as you guys can see, it'll put our print up higher than the buttons, which is all we need. So we'll save the buttons. And all I do is, let me take this off. All I do is put these on the top right hand corner, wherever you're gonna put the print, left or right. In this case, we're going on the right. And then we just feed our shirt, making sure that our buttons are off of the actual lifted area. So we want them over here, okay? If your pad moves around, then just adjust it again. So as you can see, the buttons are off the lifted area, and we're gonna be good. So you wanna be approximately, on a polo, 2 buttons. So the design will start roughly at the bottom of the 2nd button, and that'll be enough. And then also you want to put the design lined up. The center will line up with the edge of the collar. So we'll take our design. Well, first we gotta pre-press. Don't screw that up.
Do you gotta move the pressure for the heat press?
Good question. Yes, I already did it on this press. Because we're lifting the area, it's gonna be super tight, and we're probably not gonna be able to close it. So adjust your pressure on your particular press, wherever you have your knob, so that you can close the press, okay? You want to have some firmness to it, not too loose, but adjust it so you can close it without any issues. So we'll do our pre-press. We'll grab our design, fold it in half just so that we know where the half mark is. We're gonna start at the bottom of that button there. I usually just grab the collar, I eyeball it, I put the fold or the crease there, and to me that is looking good. Cover sheet, Press it for the 10 seconds. I have mine set for 12 seconds just to make up for any equipment mishaps or anything that, you know, may not be exact. Peel this back. Remember, you got to do a quick peel like that, and then do one last press for about 2 seconds. And we're good to go. And there you have a chest print.
All right, Andreas, doing the other chest.
Now we did the back, we did the right chest, now we're doing the left chest.
Exact same process?
Exact same process. All we did was move over our little raised area so that it'll be on the left side. We got a back print, we got a left chest and a right chest print. And now the last thing for these shirts is gonna be a left sleeve. We're gonna be putting this on the left sleeve. All these prints on one gang sheet, which is the beauty of the gang sheet.
And what kind of heat press are you using?
For the left sleeve, we could do it on the regular press, but if we did, as you can see, most shirts will have a seam at the bottom. And if we press, you know, we put it flat on the press, it's not much, but you'll see that there's you can feel the seam from the back side of the sleeve. So if we press that, we're gonna get a line on there. If you have the availability of getting yourself a hat press, any cheap hat press will do. That will be the easiest way. And all we're doing here is feeding it on here. Pre-press. I need to tighten it a little more. Okay, that's good. We're gonna crease our design. And make sure you don't put it upside down. The sleeve is going that way, so we need the design going that way. Don't put it like this. When you do a hat, you would put it right side up, but this way we need to put it backwards. So like that. And then you get yourself another cover sheet. What I did was I had a big sheet, a Teflon sheet, and I just cut it into different size rectangles or squares to accommodate different print sizes. So this one we're gonna use for this. Press it down for 10 seconds. This is an automatic press, so this one will open automatically. And then peel that off. Do another quick little 2-second press. And voila. All right guys, so that's it for this video. That's how you press a 4-location polo shirt with the Supacolor transfers. Right chest, left sleeve, and the back. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to like and subscribe.